few parts. First of all, it is a kind of congratulating you for being elected for student government. Usually happens every year after elections. Who is here for the first time? Raise your hand. Who's here for the second time? Raise your hand. Who's here for the third time? Who's here for the fourth time? Fourth? You didn't raise your hand the third? Fourth, okay. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so some of you are veterans, some of you are new. Everyone's welcome. So that's number one. Number two, this is a tour to the support center and CTE. So there's two things that happen in this building. One is the support center. So we have few departments here that support all the schools, like HR, with human resources. That's where they hire teachers and support them. And then there is the accounting, where they do all the accounting and they pay the bills of the schools. And also there is family engagement and social media, which is me and Ms. Sleiman in the back here. We work from here to support all the schools, like Parent Square, Student Square, all these things are managed over here. And also, you know, other small departments like compliance, making sure that all the papers are right for the school. And then we also have the business execution, like the CEO is here. Superintendent, Dr. Bazzi, you know, he doesn't like to be away from the students, so he's usually in the schools. I think this year he's spending a lot of time at UA, which you're lucky guys to have him there because he brings a lot of good energy with him. And that's one part. You're going to do the tour for that. The second part of this building is the career and technical education, the CTE. It's something that it's like a hands-on education that you can take as electives or enter the program when in high school. Anyone here already in CTE? Raise your hand. Okay, great. So you already have. So this is an opportunity. Anyone here middle school? Raise your hand. All right. Welcome, welcome. It's a great opportunity for you as a student, as a middle school. Middle school is bigger than high school at UA. So I expect to have more students middle school. There's, you know, this is a representation. You need to work on the representation of middle school to have more members from middle school. But anyway, it's a great opportunity when you're in middle school. Imagine you join, anyone here 6th grade? No? 6A president, 6A? Yeah, awesome. So 6th grade, imagine, what's your name? Manal? Malak. So Malak, she joined student government 6th grade. She's probably going to join student government every year. She's going to have 7 years experience in student government. When she leaves the school, she already had 7 years of experience in leadership. She already has a huge advantage. She's mentally ready. She's going to know Robert's Rules of Order. She's going to know a lot of terminology that others don't. So it gives her a very, very good advantage. And it actually positions her in the future if she wants to run for office, city council, mayor, Congress, state Congress, state Senate, country's Congress, Senate. She'll have that experience to back her up. So it's a wonderful experience, and you also will have a lot of trips and trainings that are going to be repeating. So to let you know that student government is part of a 12 program made of 12 parts training. That's 12 field trips, specific field trips. You do 4 a year, so in 3 years you'll do 12 and you'll complete that program. If you're in 6th grade, you'll do this twice. You're going to do it 12 and then for another 3 years you're going to take all the field trips again, and they change, so it's a great opportunity to take them one more time. So this is your first field trip, but there's many more to come this year. And this year actually you get the award field trip. Every 3 years you get an award field trip, means a field trip fully for fun. So you're lucky because this year UA gets the award field trip. Last time they went to Round 1 and Great Lakes Mall. And Round 1 is like an arcade and bowling. So that's what they chose. But you're going to get to choose that as you wish. So I'm going to have 6 more minutes and then we're going to start the tours. We're going to split you in halves. Who doesn't like to be in video? That's going to go on social media. Raise your hand. All right, so it's most of the girls. So we'll have the ones who would like to be recorded in one half and the others who don't like to be recorded in the other half. And we're only going to have the camera with the half. Yeah, well, unless some of you would like to be, some of the girls would like to be in the video so they can hang with the other group. I don't want to split it gender based. I'll let you choose which group you want to join. And we will then, half of you will do the tour for CTE. And, then you'll exchange. Then you come back here, you're going to meet superintendent. This is one of the opportunities. So I said there's 4 things you're here for. So second is the tour. The third, it's actually the superintendent personally, he's inviting you for lunch. So this is basically an invitation from Dr. Bezzi for UASG government for lunch. And he's going to be here with you. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of time, but you're going to be with him having lunch. It's a great opportunity if you want to talk with him one-on-one. He'll be here if you have any questions for him. The sheet that I shared with you, it's important to have because it organizes them from the top to the bottom. The top is stronger than the bottom. So if someone brings a motion, you cannot bring a motion on top of it unless it's on top of the list. So someone has a motion to postpone. You're discussing something and someone had a motion to postpone to the next meeting, postpone the discussion or this motion to next meeting. Now, you cannot bring a motion to kill the main motion because that motion is stronger and it's above it. But you can bring a motion to take a break, for example, or close the meeting. That's a stronger motion than the one below it. Anyway, there are 4 types of motions. The main motions are basically what you use to propose something and vote on it. And the second called subsidiary motions. They're all here, by the way. These are the main motions and the subsidiary motions. And the subsidiary motion is basically how to change the main motion. And then you have incidental motions. Incidental motions are kind of like incidents, something that happened. For example, you can move to divide the motion, like the motion has 2 parts, and you feel that the motion has 2 parts, and you move to divide it into 2 different motions, or you move to suspend the rules. Let's say that you want to have a meeting, but you don't want to follow the rules. You're maybe a smaller number, only 20 people are there, or 12 people, and you want to suspend the rules and just have a discussion and decide on it without the rules. You can move to suspend the rules, and that will need a second. See, it tells you here, can you interrupt someone talking to suspend the rules? No, you have to wait till to be recognized by the chair. Now the chair, is he the president? Not necessarily. By constitution, it says the president is the chair by default, or whoever he delegates. So he can delegate whoever he wants to be the chair. The chair doesn't vote, basically organizes the meeting. It's usually better to have someone else be the chair, but the president is the chair. By the way, the president doesn't have a vote in the legislative. So I want you to understand something. These positions does not give power. It just organizes things. The power in the student government is very much horizontal. It's spread, which means nobody has superpower. Like the president cannot decide anything by himself. He only can decide how to implement the legislative resolutions that you make. Who's here? Class president, vice president. Okay, so you guys have the power because you vote in majority to make decisions, and then the executive committee has to implement your decisions. They cannot do anything outside of what you legislate. But you have legislated before the Constitution, so they can do projects within the Constitution. So if the president needs to do a project that fulfills the Constitution, they can do that. If you feel that he's not doing something that you agree on, you can stop him from doing it. But as long as it's within the Constitution, he can start it by himself. He doesn't need a vote to start it. Unless he needs a budget for it, then he needs to bring it to you to give him the budget. If it's more than $20, $20 and less, he only needs him and the treasurer's acceptance. To $100, he needs your vote. Above $100, he needs your vote, and he needs the principal's vote. Message, guys. It might seem that this is small, but it's very important. I want you to know something. You probably don't know me. Some of you don't know me. I was at UA when the student government was first born. And the student government in all HES academies, it was born at UA actually. And the constitution that everyone uses was written by the student government at UA. It was born in 2009. Yeah. It was born in 2009, and every single thing that you do, even while you're here today, every single thing in the student government is because of what the students decided. The constitution that runs the student government, the students made it. The limiting the president to junior and senior, that was an amendment by a student government member at UA at a certain year. You know, once you make a resolution, it stays forever unless someone changes it. The speech, the state of the student government speech was something that the student government has decided. The waiver, you know, if someone gets a discipline issue and they're not qualified for student government, they can write a waiver and the Dean of Students has to approve the waiver and they can still run. That was an amendment in 2012 by a student called Jamal Shohati, who is an engineer today at Chrysler. And, you know, Jamal Shohati, he got, you know, some discipline issue and he could not run. So he made this amendment and it was approved by the dean and he ran for student government. And now this waiver is there for all the students in all the schools because of that amendment by a student. So you might seem that the process of running a legislative, you might have a legislative assembly and you come up with one rule or two rules, but you're actually making progress. Now there's two types of things. You might have something that's an action or an amendment, and sometimes you just make a statement. You're just making a statement. And I don't want to feed into your head any ideas, because it's totally up to you. But it's up to you to make any statement that you want. You are not limited as student government in any type of statements that you want, and it can be powerful. Any statement that you want to make can be a powerful statement. A resolution, that's a statement. Like, we, the student government of Universal Academy, are with this, or against this, or condemn this, or support this, or thank that. These are important, and then you send it to whoever it is, and you send it as a press release to the media. These are important statements because you have constituents. You are democratically elected. You are the only body in the school that's democratically elected, and you represent. Right now, the Mr. President, he represents constitutionally and democratically represents the students of Universal Academy. Anyone has a doubt about the elections? Anyone has, you know, no doubts were risen. And and all of you who've risen, you know, you in totality, because many of you ran in totality, and now you formed a group together, you have gotten the extreme majority of the students, and you are so democratically representative of the students, and that's the power of it, that when you speak on behalf of student government. I was also saying something else, that the power is you know, it's horizontal, it's not vertical. So the president implements the resolutions of the legislative, and then he makes a decision and he executes with his team, his cabinet. He also takes their opinions before he makes decisions. And even if he wants to dismiss someone, he has to refer them to the judicial committee, which makes a decision on that. So the power is very well distributed. The positions are just responsibilities. That's also something else. Don't be fooled by the names and the positions. They're just attached to responsibilities, but the power is distributed among the students. So the last thing I want to say before guys is, I hope I inspire you by that. Who's here between the ages of 12 and 26? All of you. And there are 75 million of you in the country today. What's the population of the country?
365 million.
About 380 million. 75 million of them is your generation. And your generation, 75 million, that's a minority right now. It's a large minority, but still a minority. But in 2030, you will be the majority of the country. You will be the majority of the voters in the country. Next election is 2028, right? The one after it is what year? 2032. 2032, Gen Z, which is you will determine the most powerful country in the world. You're going to determine who runs the country. 2032 Gen Z are the majority of voters, and they will determine who will be in the White House and who will be in Congress. So we are right now investing into our future, and I want you to know that it is up to you to take it or not. But what we have seen is minorities, especially Arab American minorities, Latino American minorities, have been stepping up and taking leadership. And they've been successful, backed by the younger generations, the millennials and Gen Z. Like, for example, Zohran Mamdani in New York. We've seen that most of his voters and his movement, he had almost 1 million volunteers. They were all from the younger generation, and they have actually changed the social and political structure. So we expect, as your generation grows, you're going to change the way the country, and this is the super country. This is a country that leads most of the world, and it's the most powerful country in army and economics. So if you make it a better country, you'll make the world a better world. So you are at a position where you have so much effect. You're already in the top 1% of the world just by being born here. You're in the top 1% of the world in terms of access to education, health, and opportunity, just by luck. And if you become more active, understand how government work, because wherever you go is the same structure. This paper, you can take it wherever you are, it's the same thing. It's the same Congress of Michigan, Congress of the United States, the board of Ford, the board of the school, the same thing. There's the same similar structure. If you did it in the school, like I used to, Nadine Jawad, she won the presidency of the University of Michigan, Ann Arbor. University of Michigan, Ann Arbor has 55,000 students, and 55,000 students vote. That is bigger than the city of Dearborn Heights. So the student government in UFM and the university is bigger, is more powerful. The president of the student government is more powerful than the mayor of the city of Dearborn Heights, because he represents more people. So you at UA, believe me, your elections is bigger than some towns in America. So Mr. President is more powerful than some mayors of some townships by the power of his constituency. So what I'm telling you, it's not intimidating. It's not a big deal. It's the same thing. You already won. You already did it. And it's the same game. You're going to keep moving, and you're going to keep being engaged. Represent yourself. Don't let others represent you and take your tax money and do whatever with it that at the end of the day, something that you don't like. So you take over. This is what student government is about, is teaching you how to take over your matters to your hand. And I'm telling you, we are depending on you and your generation to save the world and make it a better place.